How do we decide if a husband is not contributing enough?
She has to cut it out from her sleep time. Mental burden is never a part of a man's to do list.
Dads seem to have a comfortable amount of time to themselves somehow.
Fathers of today have come a long way, breaking a lot of generational stereotypes. They take part in household chores, change diapers, and they don't shy away from learning new things. They are also very much present and involved in their growing child's life. But it seems that a lot of women still have a lot to complain about. Let's see what that's about. Hey mommies! We know you're tired and you're here for a reason.
We are two moms just looking to unwind after a long day. So come join our rants and let's make this journey a little less lonely, one episode at a time.
Welcome to our podcast, Mom vs. World.
It is too obvious, but we should address the elephant in the room, which is patriarchy. I'm sure you don't want to hear about that so much. It's not just men in the house, not just possessive mothers and mean mother in laws, but wives, however young and modern they are. Wives and new moms, they also play a role in ensuring that patriarchy continues through generations. Sure, we should acknowledge that the modern fathers, the unconventional dads that we're discussing today, they do so much more than any of the previous generations have ever done. But it is still not nearly as much as the modern moms are doing today.
I totally agree with you. I mean, there are a lot of small tasks that moms do throughout their day which doesn't seem to be significant or necessary to the rest of the household members. Like, take cleaning the fridge, for example. It's never urgent or important or a huge task, but it has to be done, or only you will face the consequences. And there are hundreds of such tiny tasks in a day which are really invisible to everybody in the house.
Absolutely. But it's not just the work that we do that is invisible, but it's also a lot of the things that the husbands don't do that are also invisible. For example, they are completely unaware of their wife's mental state most of the time until it's too late. And they don't really believe that marriage is a relationship that they have to wake up and maintain every single day. They're not very good at seeing these long term consequences of their actions today. They probably think a lot of the tiny things that are left undone or wrongly or incompletely done are not a big deal. Those are visible to us only, and it just sits over our head for as long as the effects last.
Yeah, I think all that mental burden falls only on the mom. Although both the parents are overwhelmed with the tasks with a new child, the mental load is always on the moms.
Well, I wonder if it has to be the same for everyone. I mean, there are dads who have simple jobs which don't stress them much, doesn't take a toll on their health. But on the other hand, there are also dads who have the kind of work that is so demanding that just completely drains them physically and mentally, that they don't have anything left to offer other than making the money. In a way, our fates are completely just tied up to our husband's work and his lifestyle, right?
Yeah, imagine how little control we have on our lives.
Once we get married, we have so little control over our own lives. So how do we
Yeah.
decide if a certain mother deserves help with the kids, or how do we decide if a husband is not contributing enough apart from his financial contribution?
You know, they say it takes a village to raise a child. That's how much work motherhood is. It is by research deemed as more stressful than the most difficult jobs in the world. Especially a new mother has too much on her plate, at least until the kid goes to school. Like you said, it is different in different households, but if you take an average household, men do way less than the women, is what I feel. Even if the man is taking care of the child in his free time, the mother still has a lot of household chores that has to be taken care of until the time she goes to bed. If she wants to unwind, relax, and take her me time, watch TV or whatever, she has to cut it out from her sleep time. That's how it is. And patriarchy is ingrained so much into us that unknowingly we cater more to our husbands on weekends, thinking that it's his holiday, he has to relax. But we never realize that we never get a holiday, and that concept of holiday is gone out of our minds.
Yeah, especially if you're going out or something, which is supposed to be a relaxing, happy time. But I think it's those times which are making us work overtime to take everyone outside.
Yeah, we have to do
Yes.
so much packing just for a few hour outing. Food and toys and extra clothes and whatnot.
Yeah. And do all the house stuff ahead of time so that we can catch up, wake up early. So many things. A vacation is not even a vacation for us.
That's true, yeah. Most modern dads have really good intentions. They ask us to sit and relax and chill with them. But only we know if we are sitting and relaxing at that time, we are postponing some task for some other time, which in turn burdens us.
Yeah, I know I had that question genuinely about what's fair to ask, but I totally agree with you here. It is about how much credit a mom's contribution gets and how much credit the dad gets. A lot of the tasks that we do seem to be unnecessary somehow, right? A mom, especially a new mom, is barely sitting down for a few minutes. Almost every day she wipes her tears and gets back to doing what she needs to do. And when she does get some spare time, she is worrying, planning, and analyzing. But often, all such thoughts are considered not important or a waste of energy and time. Like if you're doing that, you're overanalyzing, you're overthinking, or that sitting and worrying won't solve any problems. You have to move on. But little do they know that from worrying comes better decision making in a lot of situations. Not panicking, but worrying, you know what I mean? And what is considered overthinking is basically attention to detail, in my opinion.
Yeah, there are so many small everyday things that affect our child's and husband's well being. So, we put a lot of extra effort in each tiny task. I think only we can sense patterns and habits ahead of time. So, we focus on those small things each day for a long term well being. For example, screen time or eating fruits. You
Yeah,
have to put extra effort to make them happen each day, which becomes a long term
true.
habit to our
Yeah.
children,
Something as
right?
tiny as getting our family to eat fruits is such a huge task. You
Yeah.
peel them, you cut them, you store them in the fridge, you wait for them to go bad, and you have to throw them away probably most of the times.
Yeah, that's true. Imagine how many such small things we have
Yeah.
in a day, right? To develop a good healthy habit and a good personality to our child. No day can be left out.
It is a lot of work. Yeah.
Yeah, you can clearly see it. Compare children of parents who make good lifestyle choices and the children of parents who don't. They clearly fall into the same patterns. Those children grow up and become their parents. If your child is
Yeah.
not eating healthy now, he will never eat healthy later
True,
on.
even if, let's say, there are some bad influences later on in life, externally in your teenage life or anywhere else, but no matter when, at the end of the day, when you grow old, you always fall back into those habits that you learned as a child.
That's so true. Yeah,
After
yeah.
30, you want that comfort, you'll go back to all those habits that
Yeah,
you've known
that's
before.
true. Us moms do so much research, like observe other kids, other parents, learn from our experiences. We gain all this knowledge and apply in our life, in our child's life, so that they grow up and become the best version of themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just like our husbands have a grip on the stock markets or world news, we have a grip on all such things, which is never ever acknowledged.
Yeah, those things are not considered knowledge at all. Only the financial concepts and happenings or news about war and politics Only people who possess that kind of general knowledge are considered intelligent and smart, but all these other very essential wisdom about children, family dynamics, personal knowledge about each individual around you that we learn from years of remembering and observation, this is somehow not intelligence at all. And also, dads seem to have a comfortable amount of time to themselves somehow for news and
That's
sports
true.
or friends or whatever it is. In spite of all that, we see a lot of procrastination or avoidance altogether. I'm sure a lot of women will agree with me on this.
Oh, yeah, that's a biggest complaint most women around me have. Even though husbands today are willing to do that extra work, they are never ever doing it right then.
Yeah, when
They
it
always
actually needs to be done, right? They are in the tell me what to do attitude at all times, even for repeated known tasks. They don't really take initiative much in the house, like, hey, this thing is broken and needs to be fixed. They wait for their wife to point it out because they are under the impression that unless your wife is nagging you multiple times about it, it probably isn't that important. And last but not the least, most of all, they never check to see if their mom or their wife is doing fine unless it's very obviously visible in front of him.
Yeah, it's like emotional burden, mental burden is never a part of a man's to do list. I think emotions are considered weak and time consuming without any result for them. That's how they are wired, I think, from childhood. Although most husbands do all the physical stuff that you need them to do, very little percentage of them really are aware of the emotional needs that a woman has, and even smaller percentage of them really address those.
Yeah, I think it is because of the way we grew up, right? Most of our husbands know very little about the struggles of their moms. They may know the outline of it, but not in detail where you can actually feel the intensity. But we knew every detail about our dad's work, his challenges, how he struggled so much to put food over our table, a roof over our head. Not just those, but I'm sure we must have heard a number of stories about how our dad heroically got us out of this certain difficult situation outside or dealt with the crisis very efficiently and quickly, or even just fun stories about their college days or anything, right? But we just never ever hear anything about what our mothers had to endure. Maybe in light outline, but not enough clearly, about how much our mothers worked for the family to provide for the family. I'm sure there are so many situations where our mothers have used their emotional maturity, their people knowledge, and their problem solving skills, multitasking abilities, and all these things to save us from really tough situations in the family.
Yeah, only after becoming mothers, we started being curious about what our moms went through, their struggles, their experiences, their stories, right?
Yeah.
Until then, we were never really interested, although we knew the stories about how painful her childbirth was, a few difficult situations,
Right.
but we never went in depth about her mental struggle that she had gone through. I mean, some of the stories like painful childbirth or newly married struggles, miscarriages, menopause, all these are no less than war torture. They are like horror stories.
Seriously, horror indeed. And they go through all this with so little respect and appreciation or even acknowledgement. It just seems like, okay, women go through all that generally, so that's how it is.
Yeah.
It's never a thing like how our dad's struggles were a thing.
Yeah, that's true. And have you noticed, like, whenever we disrespected our dad during our childhood, our mom is the first person to scold us and tell us why don't talk to your dad
Yes.
that way.
Yep.
But throughout our childhood, we always disrespected our mom. Everybody's emotions and frustrations are taken out on mom.
Yeah.
They're just dumped on her head.
Even if we have a fight with our dad, all that frustration, we take it out on our mom.
Yeah.
We kind of yell at her instead.
True. I mean, we were always so oblivious to her mental state. She probably cried when everybody is asleep, which is so sad.
It is heartbreaking, even. I'm sure we can remember some instances where that actually happened. And if you think back, it just feels so wrong to treat someone like that, right? Especially, I think the kids should know that mom's bad moods or irritations have a valid reason, and those things need to be acknowledged, and that they're not just random mood swings that women have for no reason that need no attention. A very bad thing that I have heard from some people is that in a lot of houses, when the mom is upset or in a very bad mood, everyone else in the family is taught to just steer clear of her until she gets back in a better mood. That is considered good behavior. That is considered keeping the peace in the house. But I think it's really, really disrespectful to neglect someone who works so much for you. I think maybe dads can do more things like tell their children stories about their mom, teach them to treat her with respect,
Yeah.
and mainly to not take her for granted. Because everybody in the family needs and deserves love and affection and comfort and understanding. Everybody deserves to be heard in the family, right? And moms get that the least amount, and I think we need to really, really change that, and dads can play a big role in changing that.
Yeah, children mirror their parents a lot more than we realize. I think if the dads take care of mom's mental well being, making sure she's sleeping well, eating well, giving her the space and time she needs, pushing her to dream and not give up on her personal ambitions or hobbies or whatever it is, the children learn by looking at it. If the household environment is in such a way, they grow up in such a way and they treat their partners in the same way.
Yeah, all those things are not huge asks. They are well deserved. We have been taught how to nurture and take care of our fathers, brothers, and future husbands since we were kids. I think it is time we teach our boys how to take care of the women in their houses. I really hope we could resonate with you, because every feeling is valid in motherhood. If you enjoyed this episode, please follow us for more such content.